action at this point.
And it looks like we're off.
All right, get hype, everybody.
Well, we have a sword in Link's house.
So Flaffy will be happy.
They both could end up happy, because then Uncle could have Fire Rod now. But we're going to get the bomb strats, but probably not with the sword, so that's just kind of a nice way to say, hey, you don't have to worry about the back of escape now.
Yeah, this should make for a very clean escape sequence. Nothing, no kind of shenanigans looking for the bombs, so should be pretty quick. It usually takes about, I don't know, between 6 or 7 minutes to get through this escape sequence, so we'll be following along for the next few minutes here.
Yeah, and it was kind of nice to see. I think Flaffy's just kind of giving a shout out to Uncle. It's like, thanks for your bombs, but I have a sword. Yeah, we're going to head down and escape, go pick up Zelda so we can take her back to the sanctuary and then open the rest of the game up. We get the early key and escape, so that's always nice to see. We'll have to see it in the first 4 chests, though. And kind of we're waiting for, a little bit more to happen. So since we're just kind of running through the escape right now, we do get big 20 from the second chest of escape. Thank you, Ichbin Mia, for the 1,000 bits.
Yeah, thanks a lot for supporting the Speed Gaming Network. It keeps it kind of up and running and gives you guys all of this randomizer action that you enjoy. So we see some usage of the pots here to take out the ball and chain guard here. Never a bad idea. With only the fighter sword there, it can get a little bit close for comfort if you try and fight him off with that alone.
Yeah, it can get kind of close. I know if it would be, neither one of these runners have really had much experience with NMG speed runs. Probably could have seen some NMG strats there if we had any experience there, though.
Yeah, but the ball and chain guard, he hits pretty hard, so I can understand why our runners would go with the pots. It's a lot safer.
Oh yeah, definitely. I use the pots myself for pretty much every weapon I get, except either the hammer or the fire rod.
Totally.
So I guess the question is, because I know I've seen this quite a bit during this tournament, do you think there's going to be any major progression in the back of escape?
Seeing as we haven't seen anything yet, I think, odds are not bad that we might pick up one piece that we're looking for. I don't know, it could be like a glove, or maybe the boots would be kind of nice. Move this seat along a little faster.
Yeah, it's not really a race until we see the boots, right?
Right? Yeah.
Empower 27, we are running standard mode, so they are forced to go save Zelda to bring her to the sanctuary before they can really do anything else in the game. And Pikachu killing some of his brethren with the rats.
I'm sure he doesn't feel good about that.
Yeah, still haven't really found anything of value down here yet, and I think we're still missing a map. So one of the last 4 chests we have is going to be that map.
Well, we'll find out shortly here. Icarus is just about to bomb the wall.
All right, we get the Bombos and the Magic Boomerang. Not everybody's favorite boomerang because of those sparkles in the leg it can cause, but I still don't mind it.
And Bombos could come into play, so that could be a progression item. We'll have to see.
Yeah, could potentially lead to 3 dungeons depending on where the Fire Rod ends up being. Looks like our last item of escape was just a piece of heart. Alright, I missed the Desert Palace, but I saw Crystal 2 and 4 on Tower of Hera and Eastern.
It looks like we had the number 7 crystal in Desert.
Oh, well, that's always a nice thing to see then for the runners. You know the 3 pendants are in the Dark World.
Definitely.
Yep, and I saw it on that one. It is the 7. Okay, that is an interesting item to see. This may very well be an Aga 1 required seed.
Yeah, ooh, that's such a risky item to see up there. I mean, if Misery Mire and Turtle Rock were both pendants, then maybe you don't need to grab that. But even still, if the Ganon's Tower Big Key is on the right side, then you need Kane. So this is likely gonna be an Aga play at some point.
Yeah, I know if I was the runner, I would probably be. I'm gonna check that as soon as I get to it. Yeah, Fluffy making that quick check saw like the bottom couple pixels, like, oh, wait a second, what is that? We're getting Icarus checking Blind's Hut. We got 5 items in here, 1 behind that bombable wall. Just some hearts and rupees right now. The rupees are welcome as they still don't. Now they have enough for Bottle Bender, and just some bombs. And Fluffy's going to be making the same check down there to get her rupees and the piece of heart containers, and bombs, while Icarus heads down the well.
We should find something here in Kakariko that kind of points our runners in some kind of direction. If Kakariko's a bust, it's like the worst feeling. Like, there's so many chests here, there's got to be something.
Okay, well, we have an early Ice Rod And there's the moon pearl as well. So that's something. It doesn't really open anything up yet, but it's nice to see.
Yeah.
Okay, there's some progression. The bottle vendor is actually a glove vendor today.
Okay, okay. So we're just looking for the hammer maybe, and then we'll be in shape. Good shape.
Yeah, that's probably what you want to see as a runner right now, or that's the Titan's Mitts, because that's our Dark World access now. And we get the single arrow from the back of the bar.
So Icarus going to check the library here, the maze game, and then unless we find something pretty crazy at the maze game, most likely going to save quit. We might see some South Shore action after this.
Yeah, that would probably be the best place to go. It's got the most items. You could technically go up Death Mountain, but really only the one item accessible from there, and it is still a sequence break, so...
There are definitely a lot of players that are a fan of going over to the Eastern Palace area kind of early on as well, so that's also an option.
Yeah, potentially 6 items. Usually it's around 5, depending on how they're laid out, though. Have to get some really good luck in Eastern Palace.
That is true, yeah. It's interesting how there seems to be about a 50-50 split with runners, whether or not they drain the dam first or open that chest first. I'm a chest open first kind of guy.
Yeah, I usually grab the chest first myself. Dam's just holding some rupees, though. So I'm sure we're going to see the mini Moldorum cave, and then it'll be interesting what happens after that, because with Moon Pearl, you could, fake flipper up to Zor's, and also checking the hobo under the bridge. Not enough rupees for Zora itself. We're still well away from that, but who knows what we'll find. Icarus getting the nice double kill with the bomb.
Yeah, very nice. Very clean looking.
Well, there's Dark World, as well as the Lantern.
Nice. So I would say that from here you want to maybe start exploring the Dark World, given that maybe like a Hype Cave, things like that. With 4 hearts, it's a bit scary to be traveling around the Dark World, but because you've got that access, you might as well go for it, I think.
Yeah, I think the Icarus is going to make the play to Ice Rod, which is a good idea, because if you don't check it now, without the flute, it's a decent time loss to come back and check it later. But yeah, heading into Dark World after that's a good play.
All right, so just an arrow upgrade at in the Ice Rod Cave there.
So considering Icarus did not save and quit, I'm going to assume he's going down and going to set up a fake flipper. And Flaffy is actually going to have to be really careful if she plans on going up to Ice Rod Cave, because she's only at 1 heart, so those crabs will immediately kill her.
Yeah, those crabs are tough. They just body people. It's okay, Flaffy. It was just an arrow upgrade. You don't need it.
Yeah, hopefully she decides to just kind of just nope out of that now, unless instead of going back, but we'll find out. And I did see a bottle on the Lake Hylia Island, so that might be something that they keep in the back of their mind if that's the first bottle we have access to.
True.
Alright, so I see Skullwoods is green pendant, we've got a blue pendant and swamp, red pendant and pod, and 5 and 6 are Turtle Rock and Misery Mire.
So we definitely need that Canis Amaria.
So Aga 1 confirmed.
Gonna need a sword upgrade or the cape before we can tackle that. Ooh. Wow.
Okay, I'm gonna have to say Hype Cave is actually hype.
Yeah, that never happens these days. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, bow and flute in Hype Cave. Now the very interesting thing is with all the items they have this early, Pod and Eastern are technically both completely open.
Yeah.
Now Eastern's not that bad with 4 hearts because you typically only go in there with 3. Pod on the other hand with 4 hearts, that's a little bit of a scarier idea. Icarus checking the back of Sahashvala's hut. Doesn't find much, but does find the swag net.
Ooh, looks like he might be making the play into Eastern Palace, but unfortunately, won't be able to complete the dungeon, missing out on the bow in Hype Cave there.
Yeah, might find some progression here, but it's going to have to double dip at this point.
Looks like Flaffy might be trying to make the long run. Ooh, was heading towards Catfish, I think, but unfortunately taken out by the pig there.
Yeah, 4 heart Dark World with green mail is no joke.
So Flaffy very likely going to be activating her flute there. And then from there, we'll have to see where she decides to go next.
I mean, I would think either heading right back to the Dark World, you know, you're right by Village of Outcasts at that point, or if not, you know, having the bow, lamp, Eastern Palace is completely open, and she hasn't even checked Sahashvala. We know only the Bucknet's back there right now, but that's still, you know, 6 items right there.
Thank you for standing during the Hylian National Anthem. We saw Icarus pick up a sword upgrade in Eastern Palace.
Which does mean Aga's unlocked now.
Ooh, and good call. Looks like Flaffy is going to be going for Eastern Palace now. As you were saying, the 4 hearts there, and it won't be too bad for a dungeon like this one.
No, yeah, she probably won't have any problems in there. The interesting thing will be when she finds the Master Sword and finishes Eastern Palace. Since you know this is an Aga-required seed, Canis Samaria is there. Don't have the boots yet, but do you run up Aga Tower at that point?
Wow, and the silver arrows in the big chest there.
Well, Flaffy's probably going to be very happy to see those because that's going to make the Armos fight very easy.
Definitely.
Yes, the bow was in the very hype cave for once, because not only was the bow there, the flute was also hiding there. And I can't really blame Icarus for deciding to go to Eastern Palace to Hospitaller. Like I said, it's 6 items. You had the lamp, so this room right here he's in right now wasn't even locked to begin with. And thinking about going to Dark World with that low health, not a lot of players might really feel comfortable doing that.
Looks like Icarus might be deciding to dive into the Dark World now, though. Or is actually going to be doing the Aga play, it looks like.
Yeah, I don't blame him whatsoever. It's open, you know. Well, he doesn't actually know because he hasn't been to the Dark World yet. That's the interesting thing. Flaafy gets her Master Sword. That lost it. Bo was in Hype Cave. And if that wasn't enough hype for you, then we can just tell you that the flute was there too.
I think it might be the most hype cave I've seen in V29.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've seen a hype cave that hype. I probably would actually give that a 10 out of 10 on the hype scale.
Yeah.
Boots very well could be on pedestal, yes.
Oh yeah, I was just thinking about that for a second. Yeah, you're absolutely right. That would be pretty rough if that is the case. I hope not.
Yeah, I'm trying to think, because it's like with Misery Mire, especially Turtle Rock being crystal, we do need quite a few of the items, but finding what we have, we know Fire Rod can't be on pedestal. We know Hookshot can't be on pedestal, or Mirror. We already have the hammer and the bow, so there's really not a whole lot that's could be on pedestal.
Possibly a medallion, I guess, to get into either Misery Mire or Turtle Rock.
Yeah, that is possible. And actually, as Dat Losset just pointed out, it is very possible the mitts could be on the pedestal.
Yeah, right. It could be.
Icarus making very short work of Ganon's Tower. If only a 23-minute Ganon Tower, that would be amazing. Aga Tower.
All right, Flaffy with a bow in hand, making her way into up to the Armos Knights fight.
Yep, and Icarus is going to be doing Aga 1, so I guess the question is, how many blue balls do you think we're going to see?
Oh, let's say 3.
Alright, being nice to the runner. I tried that yesterday on one of the runs I commentated, and I ended up being wrong, so I'm going to actually say 4.
All right.
I don't think I've seen a single one yet.
No, yeah, no. Flaffy with a really nice Armos Knights fight. Wow, did we not see any?
We had 0 blue balls.
Wow, the dream.
Aga's playing nice. But yeah, and Flaffy getting a very nice quick kill on the Armos Knights with those silver arrows. Looks like she's heading to Village of Outcasts. It's more than likely.
Yeah, I think this is a good play.
Yeah, like, you know, Aga is on the table for her right now, but I think she's thinking, I don't have boots. I have access to the Dark World. There's really no reason for me to run Aga Tower right now. I can go up there. I might have better equipment to just get through it even faster, even though she's got silver arrows that already make it a very quick run through. Yeah, and Flaffy opting to check Skull Woods first.
Skullwood's one of those dungeons that has been kind of known for its value. We'll see if it pays off today. 2 items possibly in here. We'll have to see if they are of worth or not. Ooh,
Okay, so we got a mushroom giving an underwater, or catfish giving that underwater mushroom. We'll see. We have a book.
Okay. We don't have access to either of the tablets yet, but we'll be able to maybe check Pedestal at some point, and this will get us into Desert Palace for the time being.
Yeah, it would be really interesting to see a mirror in this room.
Yeah.
Because it's like you could immediately just check the pedestal then.
So Icarus staying in the light world here, going to be saving the old man, heading up to Death Mountain here.
Old man gives him $50, not bad for taking him home. Ooh, Flaffy getting trolled, though.
That hand'll get you.
Flaffy taking full advantage of those boomerangs. So nothing really accessible on Death Mountain yet, but we did see one of the medallions there.
Yeah, Ether up on Spectacle Rock. Alright, looks like Flappy's gonna make it through this awful room here.
And we found the Sank Heart.
Choosing to save and quit there, that's interesting. Well, maybe she's got a plan. Let's see what she's thinking is the next move.
Yeah, it was interesting. I mean, it's probably a little bit of a time loss. Oh, with that book, she's heading right in the desert.
Ah, okay. So we'll find out quickly if this is a boots-locked Desert Palace today. If not, then we'll be able to pick up maybe a couple of items, which would be nice to see.
It's actually, if it's not boots locked, it's completable.
Yeah.
So the way you can tell which heart is the Sank heart is it will give you a health refill. So if you're already at full health when you pick it up, you'll never know. But if you're missing any health, you'll get that health refill. But no, we have boots lock.
Still could be one item in this chest here, but yeah, that's too bad. Well, 5 rupees. That is one of the 2 items that Flaffy can find here. But we'll have to come back, unfortunately.
Yeah, unfortunately we will, but she does have the knowledge that this is boots lock now, so that is a thing, though.
Icarus is exploring Village of Outcasts right now. Saw not a whole lot in the chest game, but and a big 20 here in the C-shaped house. So far, not a whole lot.
Oh, that was interesting. I thought for a second there Flaffy was actually going to go steal a key.
That is a sequence break that I don't mind in this mode. I knew that for key sanity, it's a bit of a riskier play, but you're going to have to come back to this dungeon with the boots eventually. So that's a sequence break I would have considered.
Yeah, and I know I've heard a couple runners talk about, doing a save and quit right before stealing the key, and then stealing the key, seeing what's back there. If there's nothing actually back there, then you hard reset. That way you can just keep that key right there.
That's a pretty good strategy, yeah.
And it's just a hard piece that she found, but giving her that 6th heart, I'm sure she's probably very happy to see that.
Definitely.
Yeah, and with that flute, she can make probably a little bit of a quicker venture up to Death Mountain. It looks like Stumpy has our first bottle.
Definitely be interested to turn that in as soon as we can. So at this point, we're looking at Pod as fully completable and possibly holding something, or Thieves Town at this point.
Yeah, those are major dungeons that are open right now. Pod is a pendant, so Thieves Town might be a little bit more interesting to see.
Yeah.
But Icarus picking up his bow and his flute, and I'm sure he's probably going to head right to Kakariko to activate that flute and get his swag duck.
All right, Flappy, where are you going next? Another attempt at the Ice Rod Cave.
Yeah, I like the fact that she remembered about it, because it might have been in the back of her mind. And it's like, okay, I've got a flute. I need to check it. I might as well do it now so I can at least have that peace of mind that, if there's nothing here, that I didn't miss anything. But if there was, that I'm not missing it for a long time. We've actually seen a lot of arrow upgrades already. We're already at a maximum of 55 arrows, and with having silver arrows and bow this early, that's a major weapon.
Ooh, Icarus gonna turn in the bottle to the sick kid here.
Oh, that is interesting.
That's East Side Death Mountain there, which is 8 items.
Yeah, and then depending what we find there, it could be... Actually, that's also Hera access, too.
Yeah, right.
The bottle he got was on Stumpy. So it's well within logic for Flaffy right now to go grab that and come back. We'll see. I'm sure she's probably going to make her way into Village of Outcasts. We'll see if she wants to brave Thieves Town, or if she's just going to kind of pick up the 3 items here and then work her way south.
Yeah, I don't think either of our runners have done the digging game yet, so Flaffy might get kind of drawn towards that, and then from there make a little trip over to Stumpy.
Icarus did do the digging game. He kind of did a reverse route where he started a digging game and then actually he started from Village of Outcasts. He skipped Thieves Town and then just kind of went south and then stopped at Hyde Cave.
That's right. That's how he did it, right? But he's taking that hook shot and going right over to East Death. I think that's a pretty good play. There's a lot over there, as well as you said, Hera access as well. So pretty good idea, I think, to start exploring the mountain.
Yeah, and Hera is actually, fully completable. The only thing that might hurt Icarus is he does not have the book. Where when Flaffy makes this play, she will be able to check and get the item off of Ether Tablet.
That could be important.
Flaffy is going to brave Thieves Town, at least the first 4 chests, and we do have a first safety. I saw the cape in Death Mountain.
Ooh, Bacon Sword, some tempered action for Flaffy.
Yeah, it's a nice thing to see, at least getting through the dungeon, especially with the low heart count that you have right now, but as far as blind, it's not really going to make that fight any easier.
Very true.
I didn't really see anything else of worth so far in Death Mountain.
Yeah, a whole lot of nothing, unfortunately.
Actually, a mushroom, it looks like. I just noticed the mushroom light up.
Oh, mushroom was the catfish.
Oh, that's right. That was the catfish.
Icarus hasn't turned it in yet, so that'll be an interesting fetch quest item to see where that leads.
Could all the fetch quests have value this seed?
Ooh, possible. Just a big 20 on the floating island there, so I'm not going to be checking that out, I don't think.
Yep, and it's going to make that play over to Hera, and I'm sure he's going to complete it while he's here.
Definitely.
Just a map in that first area, so I'm sure Icarus is hoping to see a big key right now. We're going to the basement, though.
Oh.
Yeah, Flaffy's got to be careful of these grasshoppers. They are no joke. Guess they're fairly unscathed, though, so far. The one nice thing that Flaffy does have if the blind fight gets out of hand, she does have the fire shield, so she can dodge, or not dodge, but block a lot of the fireballs that get sent her way.
Yeah, that's a nice thing a nice item to have for that fight. If you don't keep it blind on the script there, the fire shield definitely comes in handy. You can hear all the little pings of the fireballs hitting your shield. You're like, yep, okay, I'm glad I have this.
Yeah, and it looks like, we might have an item in the big chest. Nope, just a compass. So I believe our last item is going to actually be on blind as well.
Icarus with some nice hookshot strats on the beetles there.
And Flaffy about to start her blind fight with 6 hearts, green male. Okay, we got one item from here. It was just a big 20. Takes that hit. We're on the last phase though. Very nice fight.
Just a single rupee for troubles, but a crystal comes down, and that's 2 on the board for Flaffy at this point. Icarus, meanwhile, found our other item in Hera here, which was just a piece of heart. So no items, but again, this is a crystal dungeon, so it'll be worth completing.
Yeah, and it's kind of interesting to note that the 2 bosses we've killed so far have both had the single rupee.
Oh, yeah.
Which we'll actually have to bring up, because one of our runners actually did not want to see any single rupees. I think we need one more hammer.
I think so.
Yep, there down goes Trolldorm.
Nice fight from Icarus there. The hammer strats are not always the easiest, so pulled them off pretty well.
Yeah, definitely. It's just this seed has not been very kind when it comes to giving them hearts. We're 42 minutes in. Icarus is sitting at 7 hearts, Flaffy's sitting at 6, and we have yet to see any male too. Flaffy gets her bee in a bottle, and we'll see where she heads now.
Icarus is giving us our first look at Spiral Cave here. Unfortunately, having to take the long walk of shame without the boots, this cave takes forever.
Yeah, that walk that nobody wants to make, but sometimes you just gotta do it.
And Flappy's going to be rewarded for going immediately to the sick kid here. Picks up the Herksha as well.
Now, where is she going to go? I'm assuming you've got to go up to Death Mountain finding that now.
Yeah.
Okay, what'll be interesting to see now is, Ether Tablet's going to be the main thing. We know that there really wasn't anything else on Tower of, on Death Mountain. We didn't find anything in Tower of Hera. We really only found the cape, but also nobody has checked Bumper Cave. So potentially there might be something there still, and that cape is very necessary.
This is an interesting play from Icarus here. We're seeing possibly a pendant pod dive here. With so many items up for grabs in Palace of Darkness, it's not a bad idea. And as we know, we haven't really seen a whole lot of progression in any of the other dungeons that are accessible at this time.
Yeah, the only thing that, you know, is curious is the fact that he's diving a pendant pod before even thinking about going into a Crystal Thieves Town.
Yeah. Well, and as well as the Crystal Eastern Palace that you can finish off right now.
Yeah, Armos is still holding one item, so if he's aware of that, he knows that, but he might be thinking it's just one item right now. I'll come back for it later.
Yeah.
That is also true. He could be fishing for the Mire and pod, so he can just hopefully, you know, have the god, you know, potted right into Eastern.
Could we call that pod vision instead of god vision?
We could. That bomb jump looks good. Yep.
Nice.
And pod was not bow locked. Flappy sees that 20 rupees. No, she doesn't have to go there. See, the thing is, if there is nothing on Ether Tablet, which hopefully she remembers to check Ether Tablet when she finishes Hera, there's either got to be something at the witches or it's got to be inside pod.
Yeah.
Because we can't get anything more from Desert Palace, and we really don't have access to any other dungeons right now with our current items.
Yeah.
Flaffy taking her coffee break a little bit differently by, you know, using the cape on the wall. It doesn't use any magic.
And as Deerdevil points out in the chat there, we haven't seen Zora yet, so Zora could be something. And Epic Yoshi's pointing out that Spike Cape has not been checked, and with Hammer, Cape, and enough hearts, we can probably get through that as well. So, yeah. Oh, Shovel. More
Shovel.
fetch.
More fetch quests. All the fetch quests. But as he also pointed out, though, right now, unless they find Cane of Brian, then it's technically out of logic.
Oh, is that the logic with the cape? It's not part of the Spike Cave logic?
I don't believe so, except they do have a bottle, so I believe cape plus bottle or cape plus half magic is logic. So.
Ah.
Unless there is no bottle logic. I thought, unless that was an older version or something, but I could have sworn they had it to where if you didn't have half magic, a bottle would suffice.
Hmm.
Okay, so then Spike Cave is on the table. Still haven't seen really anything major out of pot except that shovel.
Yep. Icarus picked up another bottle, heart container. These are all nice things, but not exactly what we're looking for.
No progression. And Flaffy about to head up to her Troll Dorm fight. She's got Tempered Swords, so more than likely is going to opt to use that over the hammer. Very quick kill. Troll Dorm, no trolling.
So Icarus has got 2 more chests here to check in pod. One of them is going to be a small key, and then we've got the item or the whatever it might be on Helmasaur King.
I think he actually has 4, because did he already check the Bullock area?
He did already check Bullock.
Okay, Ether's only a piece of heart, so Flaffy did remember. So just a couple keys then.
Did Icarus not check the Hellway in the back part there?
No, he checked the Hellway. That's how he came out.
Oh, I guess he didn't do the front doors, so that's why he's got the extra key. Okay.
Yeah. Alright, so nothing in pod except the shovel. So you got Spike Cave and some fetch quests left?
That is what we're looking at, I think.
Oh yeah, Helma does have an item, and he could have technically went for Helmasaur. It's interesting that you would skip it then if he's still got an item.
And you've already, I guess you've already invested so much time in the dungeon, like might as well just clear it off. I don't know, but it could be nothing, and this was maybe it was a really good play. We'll have to wait and find out.
Yeah, it's possible. I mean, he hasn't been in Skull Woods. He hasn't been in Thieves Town yet, so
yeah. I mean, playing those odds there, you're thinking, okay, there's got to be something in one of those 2 places rather than the one that could be on Helmasaur.
yeah, it looks like Flaffy's going to make her play into pod, just going to find that shovel. But we'll see if she decides to go all the way to King Helmasaur. So Icarus skipping Skull Wood still, so I'm sure he's got to be going into Thieves Town now.
Yeah, it seems like the play at this point.
Probably will be very happy to see the Tempered Sword, though.
Yeah, it's always a nice find.
Alright, and while runners are kind of just tracing each other's steps and what they've already done, please go ahead, follow these runners. They put on a good race so far. I'm sure it's only going to get better. This is still a very close race.
So yeah, all of these like one-off locations are starting to pile up. I'm wondering like which one of them is going to have the progression at this point. We've got Bumper Cave, which we can access now. The Mushroom, no one has turned that in yet, and a place like Spike Cave. So it'll be interesting to see. And the Shovel. So there's quite a few like, kind of one-off weird locations that are going to be tough to root in, but are likely holding something for our runners.
Yeah, I think the only fetch quest we're missing at this point right now is Powder.
Yeah. Icarus opting to use the cape through that like awful hallway there. I don't blame him.
No, not at all. With 3.5 hearts going through there, it's like one hit from anything's going to take you to 2.5, and you still got to go through the crickets. And Icarus is not even risking even getting close enough to these to use a sword, just hitting him with the hook shot. And Flaffy's going to head to the back. Well, Icarus is heading to the basement. Right, Fluffy's not finding anything, which we know. It's going to look like he's going to try the hammer yump. That actually looks pretty good. And she gets it right away. Very clean hammer yump. Gets her second potion. Probably feeling a little bit more comfortable. Still doesn't have a mail upgrade, but we've at least got 9 hearts with, you know, a couple safeties. And Icarus starting his blind fight. Very nice use of the cape and the, you know, the glitch when you use it on a wall where it doesn't use your magic to kind of be immune. Well, blinds down.
Yeah, definitely a good strategy.
And Flaffy is going to opt to go all the way down to Helmasaur King.
This could be a pretty big turning point in the race if Helmasaur King is in fact holding something. Because Icarus probably has zero motivation to head back into that dungeon.
Yeah, I'm sure, you know, him making the gamble that, you know, Helmasaur has an item, but I'm going to just nope out of here. He's going to check all the one-off locations first before even thinking about going back to Helmasaur now.
So we see that Bumper Ledge has a whole lot of nothing. So that's one of our one-offs taken care of.
Yep, the easiest one to check.
So Icarus is going to find the Book of Medora here, which Flaffy already had a little earlier. Gives him one more location to check because he doesn't know what's on that ether tablet.
No, he has no idea. So that's another location, and you know, well out of the way. But it also does put him close to Spike Cave, and he would be able to check that then too.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, Fluffy gonna have to be a little careful. I think she's gonna opt to use her red potion.
All right, moment of truth here.
Gets King Helmasaur down.
Oh my god, how did I not see that? The feed cut out for me there for a second.
Okay, it was a blue mail.
Oh. Well, it's a nice safety to have.
The feed cut out for a little bit for me too. It's like I'm gonna switch over to Twitch, see if Twitch got it, and yeah, Twitch grabbed it. So it was a blue mail though. So that means we're looking at one of these one-off locations having something.
Flappy's going to give us our first look at the dig spot.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see where she goes, because she still has catfish. I'm wondering if she's thinking about that having, you know, died on the way to him, because that's holding the mushroom. So we don't see anything here. It's really, we've kind of got Spike Cave or there, and this is just a big 20. There has not been a pedestal check yet. Oh yeah, there's also Zora. She's going to do this super easy setup, but just hitting herself with a bomb and then going.
Yeah, sometimes the positioning for the Fate Flipper can be a little bit tough, so that bomb strat makes it a lot easier.
Ooh, almost gets taken by that fireball. Yeah, we know nothing was in the waterfall cave because this was already checked by Icarus on an earlier fake flipper. But he did not have the money for Zora when he was up here, so we're gonna see Zora. She sees the third shield upgrade.
And unless Zora has the flippers, then I think that shield upgrade will go unclaimed.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's going to have time to come back and check that. And Icarus starting his armor fight with those silver arrows, and if you blinked, then you missed it.
Yikes, just a hard container. So, what are we left with? We are left with just the mushroom at this point, I think.
Mushroom and Spike Cave.
Spike Cave, yeah.
Flaffy, are you going where I think you're going? I believe you are. Everybody, I think it's time to get your pedestal hype in. Oh, no, she trolled us.
Faked out. Probably gonna do the bumper ledge here.
Yeah, probably gonna check that, and she has catfish, so she'll, I guess if she knows the water walking glitch. No, she doesn't have boots, so she can't even set that up.
And the mushroom is just a bomb upgrade. So, Spike Cave?
Yeah, I think it's got to be Spike Cave, because I'm trying to think anywhere. They've checked everywhere else. So Icarus is about to go get his lesson in love from Zor for 500 rupees. No, there has to be something in Spike Cave because they cannot get into Swamp Palace or Skullwoods at this point. They need the mirror to get to Swamp, and they need a fire rod to be able to finish Skullwoods. Oh, and also they need flippers for Swamp Palace. I forgot about those. So the chance of this being something like the flippers is probably very slim because it really won't open anything up. We could see a mirror, we could see fire rod, could see boots, but there's got to be some form of progression here. I'm feeling miss, but if the seed wants to be a super troll, I think it'll be flippers.
We got some boots.
Well, now it's a race.
Yep.
You either need half magic or a bottle. And now Flaffy's making the wise decision. I've got my boots, I know Canis Samari is there, I know I need to kill Aga 1, it's time. And with Tempered Sword as well as bow and silver arrows, this is going to probably be a much quicker trip up the tower.
So it looks like Icarus is going to be looping in the Ether Tablet before doing Spike Cave here because they did not have the book when they came up here first time around.
It's definitely good routing since they don't have the mirror. He would be, and it's Spike Cave anyways, and you're probably not walking out of Spike Cave. That would be a save and quit, and then have to walk all the way back up the mountain.
Yeah, definitely makes sense to do it this way.
So now the question is, we know Flaffy's going to do this. I'm sure she's going to go immediately to Lumberjack after this. Get her Canis Samaria. Where do you go after that?
Desert Palace, I guess? Bonk Rocks, and then I'd hit Desert Palace after that, I think. I think the next piece of progression's probably gotta be in that dungeon.
Yeah, if it's not Bonk Rocks.
Yeah.
And Flaffy taking full advantage of those silver arrows. Yep, Tomb can't be done yet. We don't have a mirror or mitts at the moment.
So this is a pretty close race at this point. Icarus, having already done the Aga 1 fight, is kind of just a few steps ahead of Flaffy at this point.
Yep, I'm guessing he's going to check Bonk Rocks right now. Going to go grab Canis Samaria while he's here, and then I'm sure he's going to head to Desert, because we really don't have anything else. Blue Mail was on King Helmasaur. And yes, pedestal can still be a thing. I don't think there really can be that much there at this present moment in time, but it is still a thing.
Yeah, I think we're maybe down to like medallions at this point.
Yeah, because it can't be Mirror, because we would need that for Swamp. Can't be Fire Rod. Can't be Flippers. So yeah, it's really... it's either Powder, which Powder would lead to one of the medallions, or the medallions. That's about it. And Flaffy is going to get her God Mode Egg of 1.
Yeah, that's always a relief when you're having to spend the time doing the Aga Tower anyways. To not get any blue balls at all is a real treat.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Yes, it can still be Mitts. And Icarus is making the play back into Pod for King Helmasaur. He probably will be a little happy to see Blue Mail, but the time invested to get that Blue Mail when you were already here, it's probably not going to be a good feeling. Because he actually got his boots late. So I don't think he knows that Desert Palace is actually boot locked right now.
Yeah, he actually hasn't checked out the Desert Palace at all. So yeah, I can see why you might not think to go there right away. But now that it's definitely fully clearable, he's got to get over there pretty quick.
Yeah, not only is it fully clearable, we know that's where the progression is right now as well. Because at this point, it's probably just going to kind of be following a trail of breadcrumbs. This one dungeon's going to have some progression and follow it to the next dungeon.
Yeah.
Alright, Flaffy saving, quitting, going to the mountain cave.
Probably gonna flute to 2 and turn in that mushroom right away, seeing as that she just picked it up from the catfish.
That's true. And then I'm guessing he's gonna run the north route to stop by Bonk Rocks and grab the cane.
Yeah.
Oh, she's just gonna immediately run into desert.
Okay.
It would be interesting thinking that PED's required right now when you're missing 2 of the or 3 items to even get to pedestal still. So if you're paying attention with the items you currently have, you know that pedestals can only hold, and you don't even know if you need it yet, can only hold either ether, quake, or powder.
Or the Titan's mitts.
Oh yeah, those Titan's mitts. I'm just so not used to even thinking about those ever being on a pedestal.
Right?
So we know one of the chests on the right side of the desert is going to be the big key.
And we've already picked up one item from here, which I think was just 5 rupees.
Yes. Oh yeah, ether was on Spectacle Rock, that's right. So we know it can't be ether, so it can only be quake or powder then. Or mitts. Yeah, everybody, we are having, minor hiccups here and there with the tracker. We're doing our best. It's kind of coming and going, and Sage Figaro is updating it as he can. It cannot be Mire because the Mire is needed to get to Swamp Palace. So I don't believe we saw any of the items, so that means we are going to be heading into the back of desert to get that crystal as well as the item off of Lanmola's. Icarus probably thinking, what do I need to do right now?
Yeah, he really doesn't have too much left to check, so he's got to take a look at his map in the light world, and that might kind of get him thinking about Desert Palace again.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting because it's like with what we know he's checked, I think that's really all he has is Desert Palace at this point.
Yeah.
So that's how you go fast through Desert Palace, apparently. But going for just Tempered Sword strats on Lanmola's. And down goes Lanmola's. Well, you wanted the mitts, you got the mitts.
Nice. Couple of slashes there. Flaffy maybe thinking that she's behind, but she's on pace right now. She's doing pretty well.
Yeah, she is, and that might have actually been one of the scariest progression items to find right now, because that opened, depending on what the medallions are, and we don't know either one yet. Mire could be open, Turtle Rock could be open at this point. Ice, we can technically get to ice if we really want to, so we don't need flippers for it.
Ooh, Bombos to get into Misery Mire. We have that one already.
Yep, which means it's completable because we can go get the Cane of Samaria. Oh, there's red mail. Yeah, as chat pointed out, flippers are needed by logic to get to Ice Palace, but if you can fake flipper, and we've seen both runners do it, it's not necessary for go mode, so we are actually just a fire rod away from go mode. And we're going to get a pedestal check from Icarus, but we just have a little bit of love. Pedestal hype is dead. So yeah, so right now for go mode, we are looking for potentially Quake. We'll find out when somebody goes to check Turtle Rock and a Fire Rod. And there could be one other thing. If Turtle Rock is Ether, we need to find the mirror. Ether is currently sitting on Spectacle Rock. So we know exactly where Ether is, we just don't have access to it.
Flaffy will be giving us our first look at King's Tomb here. Just a piece of heart.
See, I'm sure she's about to probably go right back to Mire.
Yep. Ooh,
Oh, we're gonna get the blacksmiths?
yeah, I'm thinking that might be what we're gonna see.
Nope, she hasn't turned her mushroom in. She's gonna fake powder.
Ooh.
Look at Pikachu spam that cane. We'll see. This could be huge, because if we find something like Fire Rod here... Oh, it's red, but it's not the Fire Rod.
Unfortunately, I think that Icarus has forgotten that Desert Palace exists right now. Kind of going over the overworld again, just kind of it looks like he's trying to like jog his memory or any spot that he might have missed, but it's Desert Palace. He's got to get over there.
Yeah, we definitely know you got to get over there. That is your Titan's Mitts, which kind of blows the seat open a little bit for once. We've got options instead of just like, okay, I've got to go here, and now I've got to go here, and now I've got to go here.
So Flaffy maybe just loading up on a couple of safeties there before heading over to Misery Mire, because it's a dungeon you don't want to mess with.
No, especially when you get deep inside of it, because at that point a death can be very costly. So yeah, we really want to see Icarus head up to, you know, save and quit at this point, go back to the light world, and then immediately just sprint or flute towards desert, and then just go inside there and clear that. It checks his map. It's just the wrong map. You need to go back to the light world and look at that map. Yeah, I'm wondering if maybe Icarus just thinks he doesn't have access to Desert Palace right now.
You know, it is a possibility. I was looking at his bio, and he started by playing the randomizer first, so might not have the knowledge of the vanilla game itself, where Desert is accessed normally by the book. Thinking that he needs the mirror and is looking all over the world for that one location that he might have missed it at.
We'll find out. So, I mean, looks like he's going to go back to the Dark World. And Flaffy, meanwhile, is making her way through Misery Mire. Don't think we've seen anything of value or any of the regular items yet. Well, there's our big key. No, he's aware that he has it. He's already done a pedestal check. He's helped us let us know that there's just a piece of heart on the pedestal. You are allowed to use a tracker, Cap 92, but it cannot be an automatic tracker. You have to manually track everything yourself.
So Flaffy is lighting the torches. Unfortunately, the slow way, because we still don't have that darn fire rod.
Yeah, that's seeming to be kind of the troll item of this seed right now.
Ooh, Icarus, where you
might
going?
Be making the play. Yeah, that's the right direction still. I think he's realized. Yep, he's realized, and he's heading right to desert. That's what we wanted to see. I think all we've seen so far in Misery Mire as far as items is just 50 rupees still.
Yeah, that's all I've seen. So there's still one item up for grabs here, I think.
Oh, there's 50 more rupees. Yeah, that answers 72 to that question.
So again, we're seeing this seed kind of get fairly linear again. After Misery Mire here, Flaffy, I think, is going to have Dark Death Mountain Super Bunny Cave to check, and then we'll take a look at Turtle Rock to see what medallion is required to get in there.
Yeah, definitely, because we know, we could get in the Ice Palace at this point. It's just not within logic right now.
Yeah.
Icarus making his way through desert.
So this upcoming fight with Vitreous can be a little bit tricky. He hits pretty hard, but with the silver arrows in hand, Flaffy should be able to take him down no problem.
Yeah, as well as, red mail now, so even 5 hearts, it's still going to hit pretty hard, but silver arrow should be a nice quick kill.
Very nice.
Yep, gets the kill. So I guess the question is right now, do you go to Ice Palace first before heading up to Turtle Rock?
Ooh. Yeah, I mean, with Ice Palace and Turtle Rock being the only 2 crystals left, I would consider it, because then if you find the medallion that you're looking for up on Dark Death Mountain, or if it's already the Bombos medallion to get into Turtle Rock, then you're in good shape to go right from there to Ganon's Tower.
Yeah, and the other reason I thought of, because since you do have Bombos, you know, Ice Palace is fully accessible. You could find the Fire Rod within Ice Palace itself.
Yep.
Which means there could be something trolly like, you know, Turtle Rock has the mirror, or no, mirror really. Well, yeah, it could have the mirror to lead to flippers, to lead to something else, to get you to Ice Palace for the Fire Rod.
Yeah. Like a logic required double dip into Turtle Rock, which would be pretty brutal.
Yeah, I've seen those before already this tournament.
Yeah, that's for sure. So Icarus making the play for Mire right away, which is the good one.
Yeah, won't find anything in there of value, but definitely the one that needs to be made. Well, that's a nice item to find. Not what you're looking for, but having half magic is nothing I don't think anybody's going to complain about.
Nope, definitely not.
And it'll be interesting to see if Flaffy decides to do the Ice Palace bomb jump. Not really necessary, because more than likely you're just going to full clear this. And you have Samaria as well.
And I don't know if Flaffy's going to be able to do the bomb jump, having just run out of bombs, unfortunately.
Yeah, that might make it a little difficult as well. I don't think she realizes that, though. Now she does. And Icarus still just kind of getting his first chest inside Misery Mire, making his way through it.
Yeah, being a little bit behind right now, Icarus, it's got to come down to execution for him. So as long as he can keep it clean, he can maybe make up some ground.
Yeah, and the main thing he would want really is going to be some kind of a trolley situation where we're going to find Fire Rod inside of Swamp. And he makes the play in there as soon as he can.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like, I don't think we've seen the big key yet.
Nope, don't think so. But that small key is going to get Flaffy over to the right side of Ice Palace here.
Icarus is finding some more keys.
Yeah, and he even gave us a peek of the not often seen fish room in the back there.
Yeah, I've seen it a few times this tournament. It's kind of strange. I guess that used to be the way you routed that, but in a lot more logic. I think we just found a key and a big key, though.
Yep. So half magic is one of the 3 items that you can find here in, or one of the 3 items that we have found so far in Ice Palace. Still 2 at large at this point.
Yep, and there's our big key, so that chest is open. So I think we've got Ice Tea Room still, has a chest. We've got the big chest, and then Cold Stare.
Yeah.
Well, there's the powder.
So Flaffy already knows that that's nothing, which is good.
Yeah, but she's gonna make her way towards the iced tea room.
Ooh, just hanging on the edge there. Very nice.
Nope, that's a compass, so Cold Stare should have the third item. And Icarus, having found all the items, is going to head towards Vitreous.
Maybe gonna stop and take a look at the big chest. Don't think there's anything in there. Oh, 50. It actually is one of the items for the dungeon, so it is 50 rupees.
And Flaffy, keeping that block pushed, or the switch pushed down with her Samaria block, is going to be heading towards her Cold Stare. Pulls out the bombos, be nice and quick. Gets a few good shots on Cold Stare in the corner. Really like the idea of using the cape.
Yeah, with that half magic just picked up, it'll last a lot longer too.
Yep, and down goes Cold Stare. And Cold Stare just has a ruby hoard to himself. So that's Crystal 6. You have no kind of progression inside Ice Palace. I'm sure she's heading up to Death Mountain at this point.
And I think, my guess, it would be pretty rough on the runners, but I'm thinking that we might find the mirror, which might lead our runners into Swamp Palace holding Fire Rod.
Yeah, that's possible, but I guess the interesting thing, though, we are missing Fire Rod. So there's a high potential that, you know, Turtle Rock itself is still Fire Rod locked in. We're going to find it somewhere outside of there that we might not even be able to go very deep into Turtle Rock.
Yeah, it's going to have to be in like one of the first chests of the dungeon on either the left side there or by the chain shot room. But we could still find it. Go ahead.
No, Fire Rod can be as deep as Laser Bridge. The keys just have to be situationed perfectly for that to happen.
That is true, yeah. I guess first we need...
Yeah, we might not even be able to get to Turtle Rock yet. Okay, I kind of caught up. I saw Ether at the very end there, so we need to find a mirror.
Yikes.
But I'm guessing that mirror has to be up here. Or we're going to find a Fire Rod.
Yeah. So the two chests here in Super Bunny, there's the one that's accessible in the hookshot. Actually, the whole hookshot cave is accessible. They have the hookshot.
There's a mirror.
Perfect.
that opens up a few locations then.
Yep, that puts Cave 45 and Graveyard Ledge into play. Bombos Tablet.
And Checkerboard Cave.
Yes.
Swamp is still not accessible, but there's flippers, so I'm gonna eat my words now.
I feel like that was the one thing that we did not want to see at this point. This late in the run to get your flippers? Ugh.
Yeah, seeing the mirror by itself, not so bad, but then you saw the flippers, it's like, oh, I can go in a swamp, and it's a pendant, and I don't want to do it. Flaffy might take a gamble, and, you know, I think it's a good idea that, you know, check to see if it's fire rod locked.
Yeah. I mean, Fire Rock could still be in Turtle Rock, so why not? You're already up here. Check it out first before you dive all the way into Swamp.
Yeah, and even then, like, you can get, you know, if you're going to get locked out of it, it's typically going to be a very fast lockout, so it's not a bad idea to check this. Finding both of those items, though, we will not see Mothula this seed.
So on Icarus's side, we're seeing an interesting play here. He is actually doing blacksmiths right now, which we have not seen.
No, and this could actually be Fire Rod too, now that I think about it. We forgot about Purple Chest and Blacksmiths. But they're bombsmiths today. Oh, we can go at least a little bit in. Now Icarus is going to pick up the purple chest as well as check hammer pegs. Or unless hammer pegs have already been checked. I don't think so, though. Oh yeah, he must have.
Oh wow, Flaffy can go further in.
Yep. At this point, you're diving into it. You're going to dive until it tells you no.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, it could be a very large, you know, a very large gamble here, but if you find Fire Rod in here, you know that gamble paid off and probably put you into the lead.
Definitely.
I don't think the big key can be in Roller Room, because you need to have, you need to have the keys. Now, Icarus is going to be following Flaffy up Death Mountain, going to the dark side, and we'll see what decision he makes when he gets those items.
Yeah, having not done Ice Palace, picking up the flippers will put that in logic for him, so he's probably going to be thinking about that one. But while he's down there, he might even go for Swamp.
Yeah, that'll be an interesting decision, because it's just like they're both, you don't need Swamp. Ice Palace, if you're able to go mode Ice Palace, is incredibly quick compared to a full clear. But which one do you check first?
So Flaffy is continuing on. We kind of missed what was on the lava island. It was probably the big key, maybe? We'll find out, I guess. But going for the Mimic Cave at least.
I don't think it was a regular key, because it was either that or a dungeon item, because it wasn't a key. It was the big key. So that was a vanilla big key. Gonna check Mimic. Icarus immediately checking what Turtle Rock is, sees Ether. And is about to find his flipper, probably the last thing he wants to see.
So 300 smackers there in Mimic Cave.
So we're going to see what the Crystal Roller Room has. If it has a key, or wait, we've got here, okay. So, one more chest. If it's a key, we can get all the way to Laser Bridge.
Yeah, it's going to be kind of a clutch item location here. We're going to find out what exactly Flaffy will be doing next.
And you can go all the way to Laser Bridge.
Whoa.
If that fire rod is on Laser Bridge.
I don't know if I've ever seen it on the Laser Bridge. That would be nuts.
I have never seen it. Even if she does need to go back to the front for the key, I don't see Icarus jumping in here like Flaffy did. I see him, he's not going to find it in ice, he'll just immediately probably dip in a swamp. Oh, there's a key though. One more chest. Oh, no fire rod though.
Okay, so it looks like we might be doing a Swamp Palace dive here. Now, do you do Swamp Palace or do you do the mirror spots first?
That's a good question. You know, Swamp has 6 items inside of it. You know, you could do a left side skip and go for it there, but it looks like we're probably getting some mirror locations.
Yeah, Graveyard Ledge has been kind of hyped for V29, I've noticed.
Yeah, but this is following that typical V29 logic. It gives you a lot of the items really early or just a linear, and then it's just like, we're going to troll you with one item.
Yeah. But Flaffy's going to be giving us Blacksmith, a purple chest, because we haven't seen that on her end yet.
Actually, I like this route, because I don't think she hasn't checked. I don't believe she's checked hammer pegs. Which that's going to be a no.
So this is looping in quite a few locations all at once. So yeah, definitely a good call.
Yeah, because we know we're not going to find it here, but she'll be able to route Purple Chest in, K45, as well as Bombos Tablet. And then, you know, she'll have the decision to check the other mirror locations before thinking about going into Swamp. But this has the potential to be a very close race depending on, you know, where the fire rod is and how quickly Icarus finds it, because he really kind of needs to find it a little bit before Flaffy. Because yes, Flaffy does have to go back into Turtle Rock, but she doesn't need to check anything at this point. She can just go right to try next, whereas Icarus is going to have to, you know, clear the dungeon, and he'll probably go in there with a fire rod, so he's going to check those 2 chests first.
Getting our first look at a new location here.
Yeah, it's been a little bit. Just an arrow upgrade. Icarus is using the Zero Suit Samus. Oh, Flaffy losing the purple chest.
We know that it's just a bomb upgrade, I believe, so she's not missing out on anything, but that's unfortunate.
Yes, it is. And yeah, the purple, the actual Zero Suit Samus red mail is actually a shout out to, if you've played the original Metroid, the Justin Bailey code. I'm probably happy to see that, but not what you're looking for.
Yeah, so that leaves us with Graveyard Ledge and Checkerboard.
Yep. So they'll be like, Flaffy, what are you doing? And Icarus going back through this, I'm guessing he just kind of went back to the around and is going to do the bomb jump to get to the bottom now. So I think he's cleared the dungeon.
Yeah, that is the route that he took. And a very nice bomb jump.
Yep, very nice and quick. Oh yeah, Flaffy has yet, I don't believe she checked the hobo.
Interesting. So it's looking more and more like the only one we haven't seen is Graveyard Ledge, so it's looking more and more like our Fire Rod is sitting in Swamp Palace. And if Icarus goes right there after completing this dungeon, he'll be in pretty good shape, or at least have caught up somewhat.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what Flaffy does if she decides to check Graveyard Ledge or go to Swamp. But it looks like checking Graveyard Ledge first. Which, Flaffy's probably kind of thinking maybe a little bit about the game and what her opponent's going to do. It's like, your opponent's going to find Mire and Flippers in the same way that you did with how the siege went and how much it's screaming you need to go to Swamp Palace. But if the Fire Rod's not in Swamp Palace, then checking all the other locations might be a better play, because you would think your opponent might just go right into Swamp seeing those.
Yeah, there is definitely something to that, the kind of the mental game that goes into this. Ooh,
More
boy.
red, but not the right one. So yeah, we are looking at Swamp Palace, having the Fire Rod somewhere.
For the runner's sake, I kind of hope it's just in that second chest, you know? Like, let's not dive so deep in.
She's gonna get purple chest first, though.
Ooh, yeah.
And Icarus looks like he is just gonna rush right to swamp.
Wow. Oh boy, we gotta race people.
Yeah, the one nice thing about Flaffy and doing the purple chest like this, since she's checked everything else, she can just flute with the chest, so it's not as long of a walk or a check anymore. Icarus forgetting he needs to flood Swamp Palace. He's gonna flute to 4 and immediately head towards Swamp. So we're gonna see them in Swamp, just, you know, a minute behind probably.
Yeah, it's pretty close. Now, Flaffy does have the advantage of having cleared out everything in Turtle Rock at this point. So going back up there will be a bit quicker for her. But yeah, it's tight.
Yeah, so it's really tight because that, you know, it's probably Flaffy's a little bit in the lead because of that, but it could be something as well as, you know, skipping left side and then the fire rod being on left side and your opponent goes left side.
Yeah.
We do have a butter sword though. Yeah, Seven Sins pointed out the Turtle Rock play that Flaffy made. It was a really good call to make because if you find Fire Rod in there, you're in go mode and you're already up there. You know you're not going to miss anything because the only chests you're going to miss are Fire Rod locked at that point. So you might as well go in there and go as far as you can. And it led to Laser Bridge. If it was there, that would have been a huge play. In this seed, which, you know, there's a small chance it can be there. But if it's there, that's a huge thing. So we'll see what Icarus decides to do after checking this chest, if he's going to do a left side skip or if he's going to go right that way. Just finds the compass there. Okay, he is going to go left side.
So now it'll be interesting to see if Flaffy decides to follow suit or if she decides to go just right to the back.
But yeah, right now, as far as within Swamp Palace, not the game itself, Flaffy's about a minute or so behind the route that Icarus took. So probably I would say about a minute and a half, maybe a little bit more than that ahead as far as the game is concerned because of Icarus needing to do a clear of Turtle Rock.
Ooh, and Flaffy's going for the back.
Yep, we'll see. This is gonna, you know, either lose some time on her side, which allows Icarus to catch up, which makes this even closer then. As far as random locations, I don't believe there's anything. I think the Fire Rod has to be here.
Yeah.
There it is, though, on the left side.
Wow. So now we have a really close race. Flaffy's got to get over to the left side, and the longer that she holds off on that, the more chance Icarus has to really catch up here.
Okay, she didn't find the big key and that lovely staircase.
I'm wondering if she is just not choosing to go to Argus at this point and is just going to go back through the dungeon.
I think so. So yeah, Chad, if you need to refill your drinks, refill popcorn, whatever you're snacking on while you're watching this would probably be a very good time to do it, because once we both think Flaffy gets to Turtle Rock, you're probably going to want to be stuck in front of your monitor or TV at that point.
Yeah, this is going to be a really exciting finish to this one. Oh. Gotta be careful of the health here.
Yeah, she does. She's got 2 hearts left. Gonna have to be careful. Yeah, like you said, Seven Sins, the routing that Flaffy took in Swamp House was definitely interesting routing, and very good choice. Because if it was there, that was great. You would have saved a lot of time for her and put her ahead even more. All right, well, Flaffy gets her fire rod, and we have both our runners in go mode. Gonna stock up on potions really quick. Is gonna begin her ascent. Well, there's Arcane of Brian.
I don't think Flaffy's going to be too concerned about missing that at this point.
No, probably not. I do not see her checking those 2 chests whatsoever. She knows she's got the 1 small key she needs for Trinex. She's going to be going. Fire Rod was in the left side of Swamp, the left chest. I'm not actually, yeah, it's a 1 small key and 1 big key. Yeah, and it was a vanilla big key, so he's going to need to find 4 keys, and I think he's pretty much just has to check every chest the way it is right now.
So Flaffy is re-entering Turtle Rock about 2 minutes and 30 seconds behind Icarus, but having already full cleared Turtle Rock, we'll be able to move through the dungeon much faster.
takes a bit of damage from those chain chomps. Yeah, we're about to see just how much faster this is if you've already been in here and done a full clear, because Flaffy's only about 2 rooms behind Icarus already. And just like that, she's actually in front of Icarus now. Freaking a step on the switch. Icarus taking actually an unusual route around the room.
I have seen a couple of runners do it that way, but it's not kind of the usual strategy for that room.
And well, Icarus has to find his key on Laser Bridge, and Flaffy's heading to Trinex. And I want to say it was a second, second chest.
Wow, this is still close.
Yeah, we could see Trinex fights on both screens at the same time, or at least probably one finishing up as the other one's getting in there. Alright, down goes the second head. Flaffy's got to be a little careful, only got 4 hearts, but got Trinex through his last phase. I was gonna say, Flaffy, don't risk it, use that potion. And down goes Trinex, so that means he has Crystal 7, so you know what time it is, Sabatender.
Oh boy, it is time for the Ganon's Tower Big Key guessing game. So there are 22 chests that the Big Key can be in Ganon's Tower. Put your guesses in the chat, 1 through 22, and if you are subscribing to any of these speed gaming channels or have donated 250 bits across all of the channels, you will be entered in to possibly get your name up on the leaderboard if in fact you are correct. So,
and make sure to get those guesses in quick, because as soon as she enters Ganon's Tower, we have to stop that. And thank you so much, Ninja Pat Beck, for the Twitch Prime sub.
Awesome. Thank you.
And Flaffy is going to enter Ganon's Tower at 2 hours, 9 minutes, and 8 seconds. Alright, we get 2 keys. And Icarus enters behind her about 24 seconds later.
Wow, this is close. Flaffy's gonna go right here. 2 keys in these first 2 chests. Yeah, you know, you kind of think maybe. Ooh.
Icarus is going left.
Oh boy.
Flaffy just barely getting past that door. And just so Chad is aware, we go based off of Flaffy's chest. It is not right side.
Yikes. Oh, we found our Quake medallion in the Stalfos room.
Alright, Flaffy Mirrors is going to head left side. So we know it's not 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11, or 12 right now. And there it is in the Fire Snake room. So Icarus is going to be heading up the gauntlet at 2:11:42.
So Flaffy's going to have to make up that ground on execution. So that's what it's really going to come down to between these two runners.
So that's chest 12 for Flaffy. So Flaffy is going to find her big key in chest 13. And there she has it. Alright, so Flaffy's going to head up about a minute behind Icarus right now. So it's not over even close. There's a lot that can happen in Ganon's tower.
Looks like Icarus is pulling out the fire rod here to make a quick work of some of these enemies in the gauntlet.
And welcome to the leaderboard, 7 cents for your correct guess.
Nicely done.
Cyclone, we had about a 22-second difference in entering Ganon Tower. There was a left side versus right side gamble, which paid off for Icarus because it was on left side and Flaffy went right. And they're about a minute apart right now. Icarus entering his first refight against Landmolus. Big key was number 13.
Gets 2 out of 3 with the silver arrows there. Little unlucky on that second round there.
Yeah, Fluffy has to be a little careful, and Noah has the potions for it, but it's right now sitting at 3 hearts. Right now sitting at that heart and a half. It's down to the half a heart before chugging that potion. And these BMO statues not being very nice.
So Icarus is lighting some torches here.
And Flaffy's heading into her refight.
Both runners must be feeling a little bit nervous. They're both climbing the tower, and they're looking to see their opponent finish. This is what you're always thinking when you're heading up Ganon's tower, is that your opponent is just going to finish ahead of you.
Yeah, especially when you're sitting at, 2 hours and 15 minutes on your time, your opponent's probably either in Ganon's tower somewhere, it's just where. All right, Icarus heading into Troll Dorm 2. And no troll this time either. All right, got this one last messy hallway to get through.
That's not bad. That room can really mess with you, so...
Yeah, and Flaffy having a little bit of difficulty with the torches. And we're on an Aga 2 on Icarus' side, where I believe that was just a single there. That was a double, though. And I believe that was another double, or was it triple?
And Aga 2 goes down.
Yep, Flaffy's making her way. Just about to Troll Dorm 2. And Icarus starts his Ganon fight at 2:17:40. Gets the Troll Dorm 2 kill.
Making use of the cape to get through phase 2 there quickly and easily.
Two more hits will put us into phase 4 on Icarus' side, where Flaffy begins her Aga 2 fight. Flaffy gets a double, and Icarus heads to phase 4. He needs 4 silver arrows into Ganon. Looks like he gets torch glitch. That's one, and Flaffy had a very nice Aga 2 fight. I think just one more arrow for Icarus will do it. Yep, and down goes Ganon. GG to Icarus.
Wow, what a race.
And Icarus will enter the Triforce room at 2:19:18 in first place. And the seed says the value. I'm hoping it's talking about the entertainment value of the seed and not so much the runners and the seed itself.
Yeah.
Flaafy working on her Ganon fights. Got 2 strikes into phase 3. Flaafy gets her torch glitch. Gets 1 arrow into Ganon. And a double. And Flaafy takes down Ganon. GG to Flaafy.
Well done.
And Flaafy is going to enter the Triforce room at 2:21:15 in second place. GG.
So we'll try and get our runners in for a little interview here. It looks like Flaafy is already kind of in the wings waiting for us here, and we'll try and get Icarus as well.
All right, and we are joined by Flaafy. GG.
Hey. My controller is so sweaty right now.
That was a nail biter for sure.
That was so close.
I guess talk us through it. It was kind of it was pretty trolly seed, all told. A lot of items in weird locations, but what were your thoughts on it?
I was just super duper hoping the fire rod was either in Turtle Rock or in an overworld location and not exactly where it was. I can't remember. Did I have access to Swamp before I went to Turtle Rock the first time? I think so.
You did have access? No. Yes.
Yes, you did. Right. You would have. Ooh, and I think we might be joined by our winner, Icarus. GG.
Hello, hello.
Congratulations, Icarus. That was so close.
How you guys doing?
Wow, we finally managed to catch our breath after that race, you guys.
Yeah, we were on our edge of the seats for the last half hour or so.
Oh my god. I can't believe how badly I played in the middle of that because I forgot I had the book. And I wandered around for about 15 minutes wondering where to go. And if you weren't watching my side, I was like checking the map and checking my inventory. I was like, where am I going? What am I missing? And I realized I had the book. I thought, okay, I can do desert. Went straight there and then it just fell into place. But if I had remembered I had the book earlier, oh my god, I would have been done ages ago.
My problem is I had the boots be the last thing I got before the seed opened up more. I had the last thing I could check was Spike Cave.
Yeah, I had the boots pretty early because I thought Spike Cave would have had something, and I got it there. It's just I forgot to mark the book down on my tracker. Even though I had it and I checked the ether tablet, I forgot to mark it, and I was looking around for something to do. And it's only after I opened the inventory, like for the 4th or 5th time, I saw I had the book. I was like, okay, I can do desert now. So I went straight there, and luckily I got the mitts there and it started to come together. But if I didn't remember I had the book there, I would have been wandering around for even longer. Oh god.
Yeah. I think my biggest downfall was going into Turtle Rock without the fire rod. I got all the way to Liz Bridge.
That was a tough call to make, but if you had found the fire rod in there, then you would have been ahead by probably 20 minutes or so. So, It wasn't a bad call on your part for sure.
Yeah.
I went up there, I was like, this is my last crystal. Oh my god, if Fire Rod is here, I am golden. but I was only silver.
Yeah, when we got flippers pretty late, I figured that Swamp might have had something, so I left it until the very end. And once I had ran out of stuff to check, I went straight into Swamp instead. And luckily, I found it on the left side of Swamp, the fire rod, and I thought, right, I'm off. I'm going straight to Turtle Rock from this. Because I wasn't going to go to Turtle Rock until I actually had it. I don't trust Turtle Rock to actually have something I have in seeds like this.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah, it was kind of those later plays, Icarus, that helped you catch up, going into Swamp right away, because Flaffy checked the mirror locations as well, so like Graveyard Edge and Cave 45.
I did everything I could to not go into Swamp.
Yeah, because you don't want to, like, it's such you think, oh my god, like, what a time sink that is. So I can understand not wanting to go for that.
Yeah, and then other than that, Flaffy decided to do an initial left side skip on Swamp, checked the first 3 chests. After going back, didn't find it, then came back and checked left side, found her fire rod. And then the other main thing was Ganon Tower. Flaffy, you actually entered Ganon Tower 24 seconds ahead of Sabotender.
Oh,
or
no.
not Sabotender, Icarus. And then you gambled right side and he went left side.
Oh no, I usually go left, but I got 2 keys, so I'm like, well, I'm here. I should do it. This is what normal people do.
Yeah, I usually go for the 2 chests on the right first and then come back round to the left because you usually get more going towards the left, I find. So I usually get the first 2 on the right first and then head to the left and see what's over there. And luckily I got it, I think it was like 10th, 11th chest or something like that. So
yeah, it was
didn't have to look too long for it.
Fire snake room.
Yeah. I thought I was behind actually for most of that, especially wandering around for about 10-15 minutes. Felt like I was behind for ages.
It sounds like we were close enough that if I went left, I could have probably maybe made it, like just like the same
if you
time you were ahead of me.
Yeah, if you would have went left, you probably would have been fighting Ganon at probably the exact same time at that point.
Oh man.
God, my heart was racing so bad, and when I got to Agahnim, I was like, I have a chance.
Yeah, I mean, when I did the first initial map check, I think in the first 10 minutes, and I saw Lightworld had 3 crystals, I thought this could be a fast seed. But then there was a point when it started to really slow down, and it was when I started to look for the Titan's mitts that I felt like I was like not making that much progress, and I had to check everything, and that's when it became quite difficult, and that's when I actually got pretty confused. So,
Yeah, and some of chat was being a little evil because they kept bringing it up and we kept forgetting about it because it doesn't happen very often that you can say this. The mitts could have actually been on the pedestal.
Yeah, that's why I went to check the pedestal when I had the book as well. So, because I thought it might have been that, considering that Agahnim was required to get the Canis of Moria. So I went to check the pedestal just in case. I was thinking this better not be a pedestal seed. And thankfully, I think it was a piece of heart. So I was happy about that, but still, it's that bit in the middle that got me, I think.
I think I found the mirror before realizing that the only item it could have been on the pedestal or the only item I had left for go mode was Fire Rod, and like because of Skullwoods, I decided not to check pedestal because I knew it wouldn't be there.
Yeah, once I got the flippers, I kind of figured that there was only one thing left, so quickly did Ice Palace and then went straight to Swamp, and luckily found it there. So.
Yeah, all in all, it was a great race with like a lot of back and forth where someone would take a bit of an advantage, and then an interesting play would kind of come up, and then it would be Flaffy in the lead, Icarus, and so yeah, I don't know. Thank you guys for putting on such a great show. It was a really exciting race to be watching.
Thank you for
definitely.
Yeah, thank you very much.
So I imagine that this channel is going to be used for something else in a little while for this evening's races. So I guess we should maybe think about wrapping up. So I want to give you guys a chance to have some little final thoughts here on the seed or what you're thinking and looking forward to in the tournament ahead. So yeah, I'll leave the floor open to you guys. Ladies first, maybe?
I don't know. I think I've already said everything. I see you went into pod and finished it as well. There's nothing there.
Stupid pod.
I think I had blue melt, and that was it.
Yeah, and a shovel that led to nothing, so...
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, it's just remembering to mark things as I get them, because, you know, sometimes you forget in the heat of the moment.
Definitely, definitely. All right, well, thank you both for an amazing race. If you're not already following these guys, please follow the runners. And big shout out to our tracker, Sage Figaro, for keeping everything in line, even with a couple of little technical issues behind the scenes, was able to keep everything tracked perfectly. So thank you to him. And I guess I'll leave the final word with my co-commentator, who I had a great time hanging out with, Sir Linkalot.
Yeah, well, I'll definitely, shout out Sage Figaro for the tracking, especially with all the issues we have. Definitely give both these runners a follow. They deserve it after the show that they just put on for you. Other than that, as far as Randomizer, if you want some more Randomizer, there is a race currently going on right now at Speed Gaming 3 between Willard J. Bradley and Musharan Quipet. Other than that, there's another one on ALTTP Randomizer 2 between Taser 1 and Delane. There'll be another one starting in 20 minutes with Tiru versus Fajita Night. And we've got some more later on this evening as well. Speed Gaming seems they're going to be taking a little bit of a break for an hour or so when it comes to the Randomizer. They're going to be doing some other stuff, like we've got some Link to the Past NMG, looks like some Shantae, as well as some Metroid Fusion. So there's plenty more to watch, regardless of what you want to enjoy. If it's Rando or something else, there's a place for you.
All right, and I guess with that, we'll be signing off from here. So I've been Sabotender, and I've had a great time commentating with you. So Nicola, I'll leave it with you for the final shout out there.
All right, yeah, and thank you everybody so much for watching, and it was great commentating with you as well.